Hey guys, Dal here from Dal's Rigging and Crane Tips. Yeah. Hope you're all having a good Monday. Hope you're all killing it, man. Hope you're smashing it. You're out there saving the day, building your country. You know, yeah, bro, I built that. Yeah, I built all of Sydney. Yeah, I built all of Brisbane. Yeah, I built all of San Francisco. Yeah, bros, I built all of Mexico. It's pretty cool when you can drive past a place and you're like, hey, babe, I built that place. Yeah, it was me. It was just me alone. It was just a crane operator. I done all the work. It's not really how it works, but it's pretty cool that you can say that you built places. That's why I love crane operating. But look, on today's episode, if you will, it's going on career enrichment. And it might be a few problems that you've come by, or it might be something that you're not conscious about that you're doing. And this might be it. Now, you might be a crane operator, and you might not be getting where you want to be getting in the company. You might be getting overlooked. You might be in a 100-ton crane and you're wondering why you get missed or you get driven around and people are getting on bigger cranes before you. And you're like, man, what's going on? Look, I've learnt this over the years because I'm only 33, but when I was 25, I was always good with my hands. Like I could operate a crane really good. Like I was smooth. I had no swing. I could do three levers at once. I was really good, but that's all I worked on. And so I was really good with the crane, but I was lacking in all these different other areas. And that might be you. You might be a really good gun crane operator, but you may be lacking in these other areas. And these other areas are this. Are you easy to deal with? Because I used to be a gun operator, but I used to walk around with a chip on my shoulder. Maybe I didn't smile enough, maybe didn't get along with people, and maybe my ego was a bit big, and that sort of stuff can hold you back from getting where you want to be. Are you easy to deal with? Are you asking too much questions? Are you saying no, you can't do jobs without getting a solution? Are you hard to deal with management? And so it's hard. You have to step back from yourself and consciously examine how your manner is around the crane yard. Are you dragging your feet around the yard? Are you whinging, bitching, complaining about who you are, or are you getting on with the job? Being a good crane driver is one part, but there's all these other parts to give you an all round, to get you to be an all rounder. Now, a classic example is this. I've been in a few companies, and the guy on the biggest crane, not my last place, so my last place was good. The most experienced guy was on the biggest crane. But I've been to a few other yards where the person who's on the biggest crane is the most incompetent on the levers. And you're like, bro, that dude, bro, he's a shocking crane operator. How come he's in the spot? Because he's worked out that it's not just operating cranes that gets you into these positions. It's these other things. It's attitude. It's getting along with people. Do you get along with people? Are you easy to work with? Are you easy to manage? Are you smiling a lot? Making people feel good, especially your managers and bosses, goes a long way. If you've got a sour attitude and you've got a chip on your shoulder and woe is me, you keep doing this to me and or I'll be on this crane forever. Are you ever going to get ahead? So that's the type of things that you need to work on. Is your crane clean? Do you clean it? Do you look after it? Do you show management that you're actually looking after their gear? If not, that's another thing you can work on. How's your damage control? You know, how many times have you damaged a crane in the last year? Is it 5? Is it 6? Is it 7? They look at that. You need to keep that under wraps. Now, everyone damages a crane. I've damaged a crane. Everyone does it. One thing that will help you get lower damage rates and lower incidents is not rushing. Don't rush. You can go quick to your capabilities, but there's a difference between that is going quick to your capabilities and going too quick for your capabilities. That's when you rush. You know, not waiting for your dogman to show up on site and you back up and you hit something. Not waiting for your dogman to get around the back of the crane and you counterweight hit something. Not waiting them to have a look at something and you just freelance and you break something or you have an accident. These are things that you've got to equip to your arsenal so you're an all-rounder. Is your dockets and your paperwork up to scratch? Is your crane easy, got all the information in it, ready to go on every single site? These are the things that you have to worry about. It's not just being a good operator. You have to have people skills. Work on your people skills. Easy way to start your people skills is start smiling at work. Smile. Even do a fake smile. And then that turns into a real smile because you feel like an idiot. Smile at work. Get along with the employees. Get along with your bosses. Be a breeze to manage. You know, I've worked with a lot of people who are difficult as to manage. They ask too much questions. No this, no that, oh I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that. You know, big kid styles. Be all those things. Sometimes some managers just don't like you. And there's nothing that you can do to change that about you. And the best thing you can do is leave, because you're probably in a toxic environment and you're not getting sleep and you're just like, oh man, I can't do this. Just leave. Just go. Nothing's getting better. But if you're not, you can work on these things, alright? Easy to deal with. Keep your crane clean. Breeze to manage. Get a good damage record, you know? Once or twice a year, that's all good. And own up to it. That's another thing. If you own up to having an accident and you say, yes, that was me, I take full responsibility, I done it, I wasn't looking, I'm sorry, or you know, you've got something else, don't blame your riggers, or don't blame someone else, don't be one of those guys because you get found out, no one will want to work with you. Own up to it, because the easiest way for things to get forgotten is if you say, yeah, it was me. If it gets forgotten that day. If you don't own up to it, if you've got these excuses, it will stay in your boss's mind and you go, oh yeah, he just doesn't own up to stuff, man. It's always someone else's fault. Yeah, and you'll stay in your boss's mind. As soon as you say, yeah, it was me, it's pretty much forgotten the next day. That's another tip. So that's what I want to point out, guys, who you just on a crane, you just started on a crane. It's not just being a good crane operator. You've got to have all these different things which make you an all-round good crane operator. Classic, you might have someone who's crap on a crane and he goes to site and the site supervisor gives him all the time in your world and you're like, what? I was on there the other day and he didn't let me slip. It's probably because you're not good with him and he doesn't know you and you've got a sour look on your face and he's like, oh, look at this dude moping around. Yeah, well, I don't like him straight up, so you know, I'm not going to give him any time. The trick is to get along with people. If you can get along with the people on site, they'll give you all the time in the world. They'll give you all the time in the world. If you don't rev up the block properly and you've got to bring it back down, they'll be like, yep, sweet as long as it's done safe. If they don't like you, the first time you stuff up on site, they're going to be ringing your bosses up and going, I'll get this guy off site. So get that to your arsenal. Getting along with people. Making them feel good. Find some common ground with your bosses and with people that you work on site. Get along with them. That's half the battle. It's half the battle is getting along with people. I reckon it's even more than half the battle. That's why these guys who aren't really good on the levers are in the biggest cranes, because they've worked it out. If I just get along with the boss, you know, you can get a bit further. But with you, if you're good on the levers and you get along with the boss, you're double threatening to someone who's not good on the levers. You're going to get picked before them, because not only are you good to deal with and you've got those other skills, is you're a gun operator as well. You're a gun operator, so you've got everything covered. And these guys who are up in the bigger cranes and they're not good on their levers, but they know how to get along with people, they're going to lose to you. You know what I mean? And that's it. So, anyway, yeah. Bit of career enrichment. Get well-rounded. Don't just be a good operator. Be good at all these other things that I've talked about. Hope this helps. Like this video, subscribe here, Dell's Rigging and Crane Tips.
Yeah.